Hello, beautifuls. Hey. Yes, it's been a little while. And I'm gonna be yelling because I'm not using my big mic, so I want to make sure that this is loud. I'm using my laptop's recorder, right? So I want to make sure that this is loud, and so I'm gonna be yelling. Sorry if I'm yelling. Just turn the volume down, um, and just understand I'm yelling because I can't know how loud I'm gonna be right now. So anyhow, I'm just now getting in. Literally, I just now walked in the door. And I just wanted to make this video about the fucking lies, like more lies that black women tell each other. First of all, let me tell you, ladies, while I'm not here, I haven't been here. I haven't been here because I've been mothering. I know that some women can do everything, right? Some women can mother and work, work, do self work, self improvement work, do work for the collective, like her service to the planet, all of that in one time. But I can't. When it's time to mother, y'all, I can't do shit else for mother. I'm sorry. So if you've been here for the last 3 years, you may have noticed, like in the summertime, I disappear, and I disappear because that's when putting home, and when she home, I be mothering. Like when she got grown, you think like, oh well, she's grown, and I said, that's not it, y'all. The work has not been done, right? And most of and what's not been done is the fact that she can't drive, and she can't drive. For two reasons. For one, I couldn't afford to teach her how to drive, like literally financially afford to buy her a car and teach her how to drive when she was like 16. I think when she was like 16, that was just now, that was just now when we was getting up out of the claws of poverty. So she didn't learn how to drive that young. And then also, if there are times that I'm a helicopter mom, it was in the thought of a 16-year-old driving. Um, and hell no. I think that 16 is too young for me to uh put my daughter inside of a car and just tell her have at it. So she didn't learn how to drive at 16. She's just now learning how to drive at 21. And of course, she wants a car. So I've been busy with that. And then also, I had, some of well, my nieces have been with me for the summer. So basically, all summer long, I've been mothering. And I can't do shit else. I can't do shit else. And my advice to black women who want to have children, like, consider the possibility that when you have children, that's all the fuck you can do. Like, all the fuck you can do when you have children is mother. It's no time for nothing else, right? Um, and that's how it's been for me. And I think that that may be how it's for most black women, but because we're forced to not just mother, then we don't tell the truth that mothering is a lot of work. So anyhow, I am wrapping up the summer with Putin, and as I wrap up the summer with her, I will be back. Of course, I am doing my last video on the grief series, which is the acceptance video. And I think that video is monumental because I think that once we are able to accept our reality as black women, which is why I came to make this video, because we're not accepting it. And we're not accepting it because our sistren are lying to us, right? And let me take that back. I don't know if I want to say it's our sistren because I really think that this is a quality that is attached to mothers of Thunnzz. As I look at the women who are lying in my life, like just flat out telling fucking lies, I have to consider the fact that these are women who are harmful to black women. And one of the characteristics and traits that I have put inside of this mother of Dawn archetype is the fact that she does not like black women. And so I realized that this woman is lying to us as a collective. Um, and it's forcing us to not be able to accept reality as it is. Like gaslighting. Today I was gaslit. And I had to like rethink my theory because my trauma was so. Another thing that the fucking mother thons like to do is throw your trauma up in there because you know that I have some fucking trauma, right? So you get to say, oh well, here's your trauma, and you're facing that's what's stopping you from seeing things as I say that they are. Anyhow, I'll get to that. That's why I come to make this video. But anyhow, back to the acceptance video. As I said, I want to do a blog on this, and I'm writing a blog, but I'm mothering as well. And as I wrap up these last couple of weeks with Pudding, and I drive her to her school, you know, full of all of her college things, and I can really get back here and get back to work, doing, you know, get back to my passion, which is Black women's work, right? But as I wrap up, I'll just be here to just say this video, and then I'll also do my acceptance video before I get her off to school, and I will also begin or do my disclaimer, offer my disclaimer, and let it sit for a little while um for reading the Sojourner's Passport. I do want to say a disclaimer, and I do want to offer the author the ability to email me if she wants me to shut the fuck up, right? Because I honestly won't read her book if she doesn't want me to. So those are 3 videos: this video, and then the acceptance video, and then my disclaimer for reading the Sojourner's Passport on Clubhouse, and that will probably be my final gift to Clubhouse until I want to show back up on Clubhouse. So anyhow, those videos are all coming, but this one is the one I'm making today. Okay, and I'm making it on Monday, and I'm gonna post it as soon as I can finish it, because it's just something that's, you know, um, it's been heavy. The lies that Black women, like the delusion of the mother of Thunnzz and what she does to Black women, really just sets me on fire. As of recently, I signed back into my Facebook page, one of my Facebook page, my smallest Facebook page, which I literally only have like 50 Black women, and of the 50 Black women that are on my Facebook page, those are Black women who I've met in Black woman centered spaces, and a very, very small number of personal friends, and a very small number of friends that I accumulated over time, like internet friends that I accumulated over time being on social media via Facebook. So anyhow, and I am a Black woman who believes in sisterhood. Like, I really do. So some of my friends on Facebook, if I'm in their city or town, I look for them. Right? I look for them. If I know, like, if it's somebody that's been on my Facebook page, it's a Black woman, and she be saying all the things that I love, and I know that our souls and our spirits are connected and we're aligned. If I'm in her city, I will be like, listen, sis, I'm in your city. What's up? So that is also happening. Some of those friends are also on my Facebook page, but it's still only like 50 Black women. And if you are one of the Black women who are on my Facebook page, know that I am struggling. Okay, I am struggling to stay on Facebook. Of the 50 women that I of the 50 women, or 50 or so. It's between 40 and 60 Black women that's on my Facebook page. Like, when I tell y'all, these sisters are stressing me the fuck out, stressing me out every time I scroll through Facebook. Yesterday or the day before, I scrolled through Facebook, and a little 10-year-old demon that killed his mother. One of the Black women on my Facebook page, she writes, the system failed him and his mother. And I mean, I think that might have even been a trans. Like, I think that, and I'm not saying, like, you know, to insult Black women and say that Black women look like trans. Y'all know that's just not even me. But her support of black males that's, you know, trans people is too much for me to trust that she's a fucking woman at this point. And then her caping for Black males and just is too much. So I just commented basically like, fuck this little demon. So apparently the 10-year-old boy is being charged as an adult. Why Zadie said, yo, these white judges really be it sometimes, because this judge decided, we're charging this 10-year-old boy after a mental evaluation. He says, we're charging this little nigga as a fucking adult. Okay? We're charging this little boy as an adult because he is a demon. Okay? So anyhow, that post comes up, and it's just, I'm just like, I just commented like, sis, fuck this little demon. Like, what's up? And the woman goes on to comment, and basically she says, if you hate Black children, just say that. I tell her, like, please leave little black girls out of this, honey. Little black girls are not murking their mothers, okay? I ain't seen a story yet. Email me if you've seen one where little black girls are murking their mothers. I've not seen it yet. I've seen, some stories that was grown women, with grown women uh causing harm to their mother. But I ain't seen no video. I ain't heard of no fucking teenage or no fucking as of recent, because I remember that twin story. But I haven't really seen any stories about 10-year-old girls murking a mothers. Okay, I've not seen it. So leave little black girls out of this. And basically she goes on this whole long tirade about my trauma and my trauma, and ended up blocking me. So that was one thing. All right, fine. So today I'm on my Facebook and I'm scrolling through my Facebook, and I scrolled one of my friends. She has this, her cover picture on her Facebook is a whole bunch of niggas that say choose her, love her, protect her. Like, and it's talking about black women. I just hate I hate the picture. I hate it. And I've shown it to put in, like, I hate this picture. Like, I hate it. So she made a post that said, I will post you as my screen, like my screen cover, my cover picture on Facebook, if you can guess the number I'm thinking. And I'm like, I'll do anything to get that picture. Literally, this is my comment. I will do anything for you to take that picture down. Like, fuck it, post me. So I guessed the number, and one of her friends come on, and she's like, damn, my name, because anyhow, what's wrong with the picture? And the woman who is my friend comments, she hates black males, right? And I comment, I said, oh, that's not really it though. Like, all right, fine. All right, fine. I'm not gonna argue that. But that's not really it. My issue is your lies, right? It's the fact that you're lying. You're posting this picture. Either you're lying to black women to post this picture, or you're trying to convince these niggas to do all of these things that this shirt say. And either way, I'm sick of black women lying to each other, and I'm sick of black women begging niggas to act right. Like, I'm sick of it, right? And that's my comment. And then she comes on and she basically again says, oh, well, it's your trauma, and whoop whoop the whoop the whoop. Okay, listen, I don't deny right, I don't deny that I've had traumatic experiences in my life. That's not something that I deny, right? But what happens when you allow the mothers of Thunnzz to know these things about you? They kind of do this fucking gaslighting, where that's what they go to every fucking time. Like, you're commenting this because of your trauma. No, bitch, you're lying to black women. You're lying to black women. You posting this is giving black women false hope, and it's a fucking lie. Or you're begging these niggas to act right, and I don't fucking like it. It has nothing to do with anything that has happened in my life that has been traumatic, right? But I'm a woman who likes to reflect. I'm a very reflective woman, right? So I sit on it a little while, and I share it with Putin, and I start thinking about, like, all the rest of my Facebook friends, and I start thinking about her, like some of her existence as a black woman. And she's 3-time baby mama by these niggas, right? So it's been 3 niggas that ain't got her pregnant and abandoned her ass. Her father is a pedo, right? And may or may not have touched her. She can't remember, but there's been other girls who had put this information out about her father. Well, other women who were girls, right, who had put this information out about her father, and the father abandoned her and beat up her mother, right? So I gotta sit with myself now, right? I gotta sit with myself now, and I gotta start, analyzing. That's a skill of mine. To analyze is a really good skill of mine. So here she is, a black woman who was abandoned by 3 niggas, and her father's a fucking pedophile, and may or may not have molested her, but has surely molested a couple of her friends. And she has, as I said, she has 3 sons. And then she put this picture up talking about some fucking, protect her, love her, choose her. And she knows that this is not what black males do, because the black males that are immediate in her life have not done it. right? Her own brothers have abandoned her, right? She's a woman who only has, and this is all public information that she shares on her public Facebook page, right? Her Facebook page is public, so I'm not trashing the sister in a way that she's not shared this information herself, right? Everything that I know about her is because she shared this information herself. And I didn't mention this on her Facebook. Like, I just didn't go and just tear her to shreds. I'm just thinking, this to myself at this moment. And I'm sharing it with you now because I want you to understand how these black women just lie. Like just flat out lie. Like, what the fuck is the reason other than the fact that you are a fucking mother of Thunnzz and you're trying to save face for these fucking niggas, right? So her brother, and she's homeless, right? She's homeless. She lives in Cali. She's one of those Cali people that live in a car, live inside of a hotel, like just y'all know, like the poor Cali people. I'm sorry, the homeless Cali people, right? That just living in cars and shit. Like, if you know anything about Cali, you know that California has like a really, really bad homeless problem. And so she's one of those with three fucking thumbs, okay? Homeless. So I'm just like, sis, why? Like, what is your reason right now to try to gaslight me into not knowing what the fuck I know, right? You know that this is not how black women exist. You know that this is not what black males offer black women. Like, you know this. Like, why the fuck are you trying to gaslight me? Like, what is it? Like, what is it that makes you want to gaslight me today? Okay, so I basically comment that I comment about the black males abandoning black women in an overall blanketed statement because that is how most black women exist. Um, and I comment that I'm just like, like, black women do not have the support of black males, whether it be their own fathers or their own brothers, let alone the males that impregnate them, right? And one of her friends comments, and she's like, "Oh well, I'm sorry that her exact words were, I hate that for you. I hate that's how your existence with black males is. I truly hate that for you. And I have found good black men to be a mentor to my fucking son." Right? And I just look at Putin because now I'm sharing the whole conversation with her. I'm like, first of all, is she playing in my face when she says I hate that for you? Right? Because I think that when somebody said that I hate that for you, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, this someone is playing in your face, right? So I said, is she playing in my face? And as y'all know, putting, when it's time for her not to play about me, she don't really play about me. And she said, yes, she is. So, I just, okay, sis, you're right. First of all, I don't deal with black males at all in any way. Like, the black males that I do deal with is only three of them, and that is my father, who is now on timeout. I'm not even talking to that nigga right now. My brother, who just now got on the block list yesterday, and my nephew as a recent. Like, other than that, I don't talk to no black males. One gay cousin. Like, I don't be around no black males. I don't deal with black males. So, for one, you're projecting. And for two, sis, you've been abandoned with a nigga's fucking thon. Sis, like, are black women delusional? And I'm scrolling through my Facebook, you know, feeds, and I'm like, you know what? It is black women in this realm who may not have had as of a traumatic experience as the collective of black women, right? I consider my own daughter to be one of those black women, right? She hasn't had that traumatic of an experience with Blackistan because I've shielded her from it, right? I've been very conscious to shield her from the harms of Blackistan, although I'm not saying that she's been completely untainted by it. But for the most part, I was very conscious of making sure that Blackistan did not eat my daughter up, right? So she is a black woman who may not have been traumatized. But I'm also scrolling through my feeds and I see a black woman that I know and I've known for some years who was raised in a two-parent household. Mom and dad loves each other. Black mom and black dad who loves each other. And of course, I'm not invalidating anything that we experience as the black women. But I'm just saying her experience, right? And I'm just gonna say for her, right? And it's a rarity that this happens for black women. But her experiences with the the black male collective might hit a little different because she may have had a father who really fathered, and that's a rare thing in Blackistan, right? I've said, years ago that whenever I hear a black woman saying, "Oh, well, my father's a unicorn," I know he ain't no fucking unicorn, right? But anyhow, this is a black woman who's on my Facebook page. She's on my Facebook page. She knows me personally. Um, you know, she knows me personally, and I think that she might also subscribe to this YouTube channel. So if you're here, I'm talking about you, sis. But the point I'm trying to make here is that she's a mother. Even though she's a young black woman, I think she might be like 30 now, younger than me, right? Um, but she's a mother of daughters, right? Now she could really come on my post and be like, "Praying, what the fuck is you talking about? Like you, like you be on this goddamn Facebook trashing these niggas, and what the fuck is you talking about? Because my dad secure me and he loves me, and when I did, talk about the trauma that I experienced from black males, like my father jumped in immediately and tried to protect and shield me and love me, but she never does that, right? I call her like a silent supporter, right? Because because when I post things that's really, 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 what would I say, controversial, she'll come in with her like little heart emojis. Like she's one of those black women who may not have experienced life in the ways that the collective of black women experience them, but she's not invalidating the experiences of the collective of black women. And I just love her for it, right? I just love her for it, and I just identify, when I'm identifying women as mothers or mothers of sons or whatever, these, daughters of the divine or daughters of the patriarchy, is I'm putting black women into these classifications. Here's a perfect example of a mother of sons versus a mother of daughters, who one really could say, like, one really has lived a life where she could say, Preem, there are black men who love their daughters and have raised their daughters and protected their daughters and, made sure their daughters did not become baby mamas because of his love for her. And, whoop de whoop de whoop, but she never does that. Never, never, never does that. And it's because she's a mother of daughters, right? Even though her experiences may differ from the collective of black women, right? The overwhelming majority of black women who suffer great harms from black males, right? For her to invalidate the experiences of the collective of black women is too harmful for her to do. And that is an attribute of the mothers of daughters versus this black woman who is experiencing life. Not only is she experiencing life as the collective of black women, but far worse, right, than the average black woman. Like, we not out here homeless, right? We not out here homeless as black women living inside our cars and asking our brothers for cash apps, and our brothers sending us $1 saying, literally, this is from her mouth. Her brother, from her mouth, on my phone crying, asking me for money. From her mouth, her brother sent her, when she said she was hungry, her brother sent her $1, and his comment in sending her $1 was, "I would have sent you 99 cents, but Cash App make me send $1." Okay, so this is her experiences as she lives inside her car with three fucking dirty ass sons, and niggas just abandoned her left and fucking right. This is her experience, but she still has found room to come on Facebook, and she does it on my post. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, it's not like it's rare, right? She comes on my post often to support black males and bring up my fucking trauma, right? Um, And here she is living far worse than the average black woman who has suffered at the hands of Blackistan and black males, right? And she finds room to just flat out lie. Like, she finds room to just flat out lie to protect the community. It's just, y'all, it's just crazy. The ways in which the mother of Thunnzz protects the community that she bore, right? the community that she bore, and the males that she bore, and the males that she values, the extent that she would go to shield um that community is perplexing. And I wanted to come and share this video because I don't want black women like us to be gaslit, right? I'm a deeply analytical thinker, right? I'm a deeply analytical thinker. And another thing with this woman who is a fucking mother Thunnzz is that it's again her influence. Like, even though she is living outside of her car, you know, even though she lives inside her car, she got a bunch of fucking guns. Even though, like, we've watched on her Facebook page for years as this nigga that she was dating abused her. Like, even though all this is happening, black women are flocking to her for advice. That she is um, a spiritual woman. As Dee said, some of those, yawning egg bitches. Although I do, well, not yawning eggs, but I am a bit of a spiritualist, and I am a bit of a witchy woman. But she's one of those, and women are flocking to her to spend their fucking money, and it goes no fucking where but in the fucking gas tank of the car that she lives in. Like, it's crazy. But what I come to speak to was, if I was a woman of a more fragile mind, right? If I was a woman in a more fragile state, um, as soon as I say something about the experiences of myself or the collective of black women, and someone comes in to say, "Oh, well, it's just your trauma talking," right? It's always your trauma. You lead with your trauma, right? If I was a woman of a lesser mind, that would shut me the fuck up, right? And if you've been here for some time and you saw me on Clubhouse, like, that is a thing that they do. They bring up the fact that you have experienced trauma in Blackistan as a reason to shut you up. And I just want black women, us here, to understand that that is one of the many ways that the mother of Thunnzz manipulates us. Right? She says that we are living in our trauma, even though she has the most traumatic experiences of us all. like for her to have the most, I'm living in my trauma. I'm living in my trauma in my apartment, in my bed, next to my beautiful daughter, eating up all the fucking snacks and trying to convince me to buy her a fucking infinity coupe. I'm living in trauma, right? I'm leading with my trauma. And your ass is sitting inside of a car with three fucking thumbs that niggas then abandoned you with, and you cannot call a nigga, not one nigga on earth, to send you fucking food, not even your fucking brother. And I'm the one who who is being led by my trauma. You're living in the trauma, sis. Right? And that's what I get to when I say that these black women with sons, although every single black woman with a son is not a mother of sons, like, it's some of y'all out there who are mothers of daughters who have a son, right? But these women who are indeed mother of sons, like, the fucking mind tricks and the mind games that they try to play on black women is bamboozling. And I want us to be careful. And I want us to be careful when we talk to these women, as we deal with these women in our everyday lives, because mothers of Thunnzz are not just black women that, you know, I may or may not have labeled a mother of Thunnzz that we don't fucking know, and, never fucking seen, and don't really know. But these women exist in your everyday life. These women exist in your everyday life, and they are gaslighting the fuck out of you as a black woman. And do not allow that to happen. I want to, for those of you who are here who are like, who are beginning to fucking, fall into some of the traps of that kind of gaslighting. Like, it's not only one of the reasons why I came to YouTube is because I found, quote, divested spaces. And although I do consider myself to be beyond divestment, right? I am a, quote, divested black woman, right? And I do see the use and the beauty in um the meg and how uh what is the word I want to use? how fundamental divestment is in the journey to Chrome, right? How there is how you don't get to journey to Chrome without divesting in the as the word says from the black community, right? It is essential that a black woman divest to really reach her divinity. And that's what I want here, right? I don't want black women to just, hate niggas and just, move out of black and get the fuck away from niggas. No, I want black women to ascend. I want black women to ascend, hopefully in my lifetime, as you all know my age, in my mid 30s, right? So, I can, I can push this another 60 years at least, right? And I do plan to. But if it's not done in my lifetime, I have already in this physical realm that I am in today, I have already signed the soul contract that if it's not done in my lifetime, send me the fuck back. Send me the fuck back. I want to go back. Send me the fuck back to planet Earth. I want to go back. I want to see black women live as we originally lived. I want to experience this 2 times in this human vessel. I want to experience black women being supreme 2 times in this human vessel. Once was not enough for me. Once was not enough for me. I want to see it again. I must see it again. Right? So what I am here to do is to have black women go beyond divestment and truly living in her divinity, right? And truly living in her majestic existence and truly living and being supreme. One more time. like for real, let's just do it one more time, black women. So and wanting to experience that, right, I have to take into account everything that is in the way of black women living like that. And of course, we know it's the niggas. Like, we didn't already, in divestment, we decided those niggas, eh, you know, we gonna, to, to keep the video up, we gonna leave those niggas where they at, okay? And, in our divestment, that was something that we decided. But when we talk about being truly divine beings as black women, as we once were, to be truly as we once were, we have to really take into account the existence of other black women, right? For those of us who are truly supreme, we have to take into account how the lessers exist. We have to take into account how the lessers exist and their characteristics and how they move and how they behave in this realm, in the ways in which they have destroyed us in the past, and they will destroy us again, right, if we allow them. And we don't get it right this time, and we are not able to identify them this time. And one of the ways that I am pointing out that we have to be able to identify them is them throwing the quote trauma up in your face and saying that you live in your trauma. No, I live in reality. No, I live in the reality. And one of the flaws of black women is we want to live in a world as we see it should be, right? And I can't remember where I saw it or where I heard it, but what they said was, I don't know who said it, but what she said was that black women want to live in a world and of how it should be. We don't get to do that today because the world is not how it should be. The world is not how it should be. We have to assess the world as it is and live in it as it is, right? And accept it as it is, and then maneuver the world as it is to get back where we once were. So we do that by living in a reality. And I want and no one has the ability to manipulate a black woman's reality like a black woman can. Because here I am saying, listen, black women, these niggas are not choosing black women. These niggas are not protecting black women. These niggas are not loving black women. These men are not cherishing black women. And you know it living inside your car. This is how much these niggas cherish you. Okay? You know that living in your motherfucking car, and then for her to say, Preem, what you're seeing is not real. Like for her to say, listen, what you're seeing is not real, even though I'm living inside of my car and every nigga I know has abandoned me. And I've called your phone and I've cried about it. We have cried about it together, right? You have said you know, her saying to me, you have said on the phone, crying to me about my conditions, and now I'm telling you that the conditions are not real. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what kind of mind fuck is a black woman trying to play on me when she says something like that? And this kind of fucking of the mind is done specifically by the mothers of Thunnzz to mothers of daughters. And this is why it's so necessary, and it was so necessary for me to come to YouTube to share my truth, right? To validate the experiences of black women who were feeling a bit fucking mind fucked, right? All your aunties telling you it's not how you see it. It's not how you see it, it's just you. No, it's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie. And it's sickening, right? It's sickening for a black woman to do that to another black woman. But when we talk about the mothers of Thunnzz, right? When we talk about her archetype, which really wanted black women, um, a, a, a certain black woman eradicated from the beginning of time. That's why she sicked her dirty ass fucking sons on us, right? When we talk about that specific bloodline of black women, I want us to be able to know them. It's essential. It's essential that we know them. And regardless of the relationship with the woman that we identify as the mother of Thun, she is who she is, right? And this is a friend of mine who we can talk for hours, right? You know, she's a Yanni egg sister, and and that's just a black woman who's into the craft, right? Into witchcraft, and you can't really find that as a black woman that often. So yes, me and her, we have talked, countless times. I have gone to visit her, in the fucking hotel. You're right, that she lives in. And you know this is a black woman who, in my eccentricities as a black woman, and that's in dealing in the occult, right, and being very spiritual, um we connect. But it does not change the fact that she's a mother of Thunnzz, and she would serve me up on a platter to these niggas in Blackistan in any way that she could, in any way that she could, right? Um, and I think that's something that we need to understand as black women. When we see these characteristics in another black woman, when we see these characteristics in another black woman, we need to be able to say, "Oh shit, I see you, and I know you, and there's no unknowing you from here on out." Right? You can never be unknown again. You can never ever be unknown again. And I don't know if you have the wherewithal as a black woman, the saying of keeping your enemies close. I don't know if you have the wherewithal as a black woman to be able to do that, right? Because it's one thing to know them and to have them around, and it's a but the whole time they're still playing mind tricks on you. They are still gaslighting the fuck out of you, and they still ultimately want to destroy you. So I don't know if it serves us to keep our enemies close. And I mean all of us as a collective, every black woman that's here listening, right? And I think that it takes it, it's okay for you as a black woman who is either a mother of daughters or daughter of a divine, or one of those, pristine, or of that pristine bloodline. You have to sit with yourself and you have to understand, do I have enough fortitude to keep this enemy close to me? Um, and I think that's all I got. That's all I got, ladies. I love you. Happy Monday. Enjoy your week. Yeah, enjoy your week. Enjoy your week, ladies. I'm gonna about to go on a on vacation and get putting off to school, and then I'll be back. As I said, I'll share those 3 videos before I go, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got, y'all. Love y'all, and really enjoy your week and enjoy. I hope that you enjoyed your summer, and yeah, that's it.